Hello. Today we're going to read a book called Jackson Tyler Private Eye by Merletta Robinson and illustrated by Gina Flieger. And as you look at the illustration, the genre, we can tell that this is probably fiction, but it might be what they call realistic fiction, meaning that it could really happen. And I think on this one, there's a few things that the author does to try to make you laugh or use humor. And so this is also called humorous fiction. Let's read and see if we can find some clues to let us know that it is humorous fiction. Jackson Tyler, Private Eye. It was another long, boring Saturday. I decided to go to a yard sale. Most sales are a waste of time, but sometimes I get lucky. Today, I found this book, Tips on Tailing Your Suspect by Hugh Dunnett, Private Eye. Mrs. Green saw me looking at it and she gave it to me. I could learn to be a private eye for free. Tip number 1, stay in the shadows. I decided my suspect would be my couch potato brother, Perry. Perry was always ditching me and doing things with his friends. He never let me hang out with him. I really wanted to know what I was missing. Perry's friends always spent a lot of time hanging out at our house. I was sure they'd be there on Sunday. I just needed to find a place to hide where I could spy on them. It was pretty dark in Perry's closet. I slipped in while he was watching TV downstairs. I didn't know that he was settling in for 3 hours of Star Trek reruns. When Perry opened the closet door, I woke up. "What are you doing in my closet, Jackson?" he said. I'm not sure he believed I was trying to improve my night vision. All he said was, "Out!" Tip number 2, indoors, check out each room. Find objects to hide behind. My suspect was becoming suspicious. I had to find a different spot where I could watch and listen. The drapes in the living room were perfect for hiding out, and that's the room where Perry spends most of the time. Sure enough, a few minutes later, I heard someone come in. "Who closed the curtains?" my mom said. "It's such a lovely day." Before I could move, she whooshed them open. I don't know why she was so upset to see me. I know she recognized me. She said my name loud after she screamed. You ever scared your mom? Tip number 3, outdoors, use trees and bushes to keep out of sight. 2 of my brother's friends arrived soon after that. They were hanging around outside, so I decided to observe from Mrs. Green's place next door. Mrs. Green had bushes growing all around her house. They are thick and scratchy, but I managed to wiggle in behind them and scrunch down. I sat there until both of my feet went to sleep. At first, all I heard was my brother's friends talking about baseball and the new gym teacher. Next, I heard Mrs. Green's back door open. Then I heard someone turn on the faucet and start watering the bushes. It's hard to crawl fast when both your feet are asleep. Tip number 4, be ready to duck into a doorway if you are spotted. I crawled over to our backyard and leaned against the corner of the house, listening. I heard my name, but not what my brother was saying about me. Excuse me. Then Perry and his friends were coming towards the backyard. I had to hide fast. I followed the book's advice and ducked into the nearest doorway. Look where that doorway is. In a few minutes, though, Waggleton found me. He wagged his tail like crazy and then crawled into the doghouse with me. The book doesn't say what to do in a case like this. Yuck. Maybe Mr. Dunnett needs to add a page on dog slobber. If you are caught, tip number 5, if you are caught, make up a good excuse. I heard my brother say, "Jackson, is that you?" Then I heard a lot of laughing. Perry leaned down. He whispered, "We were going to let you play ball with us, you dodo. What are you doing in there?" I thought fast. "Sleepwalking?" I said. There are a lot more pointers and tips on tailing your suspect, but I'm taking a break for a while. I want to read this other great book I got today. The book is called, if you look at the title, it's called Baseball for Dodos. Here are some other silly book titles. The Best Place to Find Seashells by D.C. Shore. What to Do in a Library by Rita Book. My Life as a Frog by Tad Pole, Ring Around the Rosie by Al Faldown, Only When It Rains by Rufus Lee King, Who Ate the Last Cookie by Are There Any More, How Did the Cat Get Out by Doris Open, Why Wait by Eager Beaver, and The Book of Useless Information by Hugh Cares. Learning more about private eyes. You may think that private eyes or private investigators only exist in books, TV, and the movies, but they do important work in real life. By gathering evidence, they help solve crimes and find missing people. They do background checks in job applications to help protect famous people. They do much of their work these days on computers. Tailing or surveillance is still a big part of their job, but they likely use a car, a camera, and a mobile phone.